Hello, everyone. My name is Robbie Grant. I'm the Director of Academic Technology here at New Mexico State University in the Office of Digital Learning, and I'm also the Metaversity Administrator for the NMSU system. So several years ago, it's been almost two now, myself and Andrew Cedillo were asked to go out and explore what this new thing everybody was talking about called the Metaverse. And really what we were looking at is trying to get a foothold in this area, grab some virtual real estate, just to kind of develop the system for NMSU. So after several months of looking, probably 6 to 8 months of looking, I came across a presentation that was originally posted in EDUCAUSE of Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, and Dr. Mathena Morris. Basically, she presented what they were doing with a tool from Victory XR called the Metaversity. They built out, their entire campus and, in virtual reality. And then they were able to take students through different experiences that they typically didn't get in the classroom, especially at the advent of the pandemic. It really allowed the students to kind of come back together virtually, converse, socialize, and then get an immersive experience that they were missing out on. After seeing this, I reached out to Dr. Morris and was like, hey, how'd you guys go about this? She put me in contact with a company called Victory XR. At the time, Victory XR had just received a grant from Meta, formerly Facebook, to build out meta campuses or Metaversities for 10 Division I institutions. And at the time, they just happened to be looking for an HSI, MSI university, which NMSU happens to be. So, go through the motion, get all the paperwork and everything turned around pretty quickly, and then start the whole process of setting up our Metaversity. That process included going onto campus and taking pictures. I took anywhere from, about 80 to 150 pictures of each of the 5 buildings that they created, as well as the classrooms that they wanted us to take to build out in the Metaversity. And, the classrooms didn't take, 150 pictures, but 30, 40 pictures of the classrooms so that they could go ahead and build them. Then it was time to reach out to instructors. Started reaching out to instructors, got a few on board. Andrew was one of those who really kind of took off and ran with it, included it in his class. And that kind of brings us to the point where we are today, where we're in the process of contacting more and more faculty who are starting to build an interest in the use of the Metaversity. So right now, you have to be really aware of where you use this technology, because it is a bleeding edge technology at this point. It's not even cutting edge. It's brand new. People are just kind of getting into it. So there's some growing pains that come with that. And right now, you really have to be strategic in how you use it in a class. As the technology advances, as people get used to it, right now there's a thing called headset fatigue, where after a few minutes at the very beginning, you kind of get disoriented. But, as you are in the environment more and more, that fatigue takes longer and longer to set in. What I can see probably 5 to 10 years here in the future is being able to take a program that needs a lot of immersive experience and offering it completely in VR, whether that be a master's degree in something, or even the start of a bachelor's degree or the finishing of a bachelor's degree. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that here in 5 to 10 years, NMSU can set something up to where the student, their classroom is their headset. They log in, they sit down, it's a synchronous event, just as if they're sitting on campus. They talk with their fellow students, their instructor lectures. That lecture can be a lot more interactive because you can bring a lot more stuff into the metaverse, take them to certain places. So if they're talking about maybe it's a battlefield or something like that, they can take them into that environment. If they're looking at, geology, they can actually take them into that environment, that canyon or that layer of the earth or something like that, where that the experience is just much more immersive than it can be at this point. So that's kind of where I see things headed over the next kind of 5 to 10 years. So really, don't let use your imagination, because a lot of times some of the faculty come in, start meeting with them, and they're like, well, I'm not really sure what I can do with this. And there's really not a limit. With some of the funding that we've got coming in, with some of the direction that we're going to be headed, we'll be able to build out some very, detailed experiences for students. But that's kind of really the thing. Bring in your wildest ideas, and that's where we'll see if we can try to make them happen. I just want everyone to know, the metaverse is a great way to provide a much more immersive experience to your students. It's also a way to, provide multiple attempts at something. I know a lot of the experiments that happen in classrooms right now, it's kind of a one-time shot and they have a lot of expense to reset. With a virtual reality environment, you can do that experiment, reset almost immediately with no additional cost. So we really have to look at it from that point of view of, how can we provide an immersive experience, cost savings to our students, and really give them something that's going to be the future in education.